Well, hello, everybody. Grab your coffee and come sit down with me. Please feel free to like, share, subscribe, and leave me a comment. Something nice, preferably, but yeah, a comment. Um, so, quarantine, 90 Day Fiancé special. Um, Apparently, that is almost over. I think next week is the last episode of it. And to be honest, I am ready for it to be over. The only thing I really found interesting was to see what other countries are doing about quarantine. That I was kind of amazed at some of their rules. But yeah, basically we have all been doing the same things all over the world. We have been staying away from people. We have been staying home. Some have worn masks if they want to. Others don't if they don't want to. Are they spreading disease? Who knows? Because it changes every day. One day they say wear a mask, and then they say, well, if you're breathing in your own carbon dioxide for a period of time, that's not healthy either. So what do you do? I'd say just follow your heart and do what you feel like doing. Be comfortable with whatever it is you're doing, okay? Anyway, so we catch up with Fernanda, and you remember she was with Jonathan, and I think they got married, but they divorced, so it doesn't matter. They're not together. There was quite an age span there. I think she was 19 and he was in his early 30s, 30, 31, somewhere in there. And Fernanda, in her country, could go to the bars and she could drink. And she comes here, she's not old enough. But he still went out with his friends and colleagues, and she was blowing his phone up. Where are you? You should be here, blah, blah, blah. Well, it didn't work. So, she now lives in Chicago, and she is a model, okay? And she is a pretty girl, yes. Model quality? Maybe. And she just started dating a man named Clay Harbor, who was on a show called The Bachelorette. He was a tight end for XFL's Team 9 practice squad. Now, that doesn't seem very important to me, but maybe to you fans it is. He was drafted by the Philadelphia Eagles in the 4th round in 2010. So he's also like Jonathan's age, okay? So she's renting an apartment in Chicago. She has a roommate, and they are both models, the way I understand it, and both are not working right now. So I don't know if modeling is something you can draw unemployment for, or if she's just SOL. I'm not sure. And I'm not sure if she got her stimulus, because I don't know if she was a citizen or not, or if having a green card counts. I don't know. So she might be, in dire straits, not being able to do modeling right now. Anyway, they have a virtual date. About the time she had decided, yes, I'll date this man, that's when coronavirus hit. So they're doing everything online like everybody else. But they have a nice dinner in different homes. And they discuss all the usual things, children, family, blah, blah, blah. And, they even dance. Okay. Hey, whatever trips your trigger. So, but anyway, good for her. I hope it works out. Maybe when this ends, maybe they can actually get together, in the same room. So we can hope. Anyway, Tiffany and Ronald. Tiffany's quarantining with her mom and the kids. Of course, they FaceTime a lot. And, they got married a year ago, applied for his visa 4 months ago. And, she always complains about everything, so she's blaming the virus that they're not together. It wouldn't be anything about his criminal record or nothing like that, right, Tiff? But they FaceTime, and, while they are FaceTiming, he's, talking to the kids, and the computer gets broke accidentally, so her son is having a fit because he needs it for school, He's homeschooling like all the other kids in the country. And Ronald says, the virus is frustrating. Now, their government in South Africa, being sharp as a marble, prohibits the sale of cigarettes and alcohol during this time. Okay. So I guess they want people to shoot each other. I mean, everybody's got to be in such a bad mood down there by now. He says, stores are being broken into, you think. And you can't visit your family, of course. That's, pretty much the same. But she gets upset that he plays video games. Okay, now, what else can he do? He can't smoke, he can't drink, he can't go visit people, he can't do anything. So let him play his games. Jesus, lady. But she decides, they need to do a video chat with a marriage counselor. A three-way type thing. Oh my God. This marriage counselor is probably sitting there going, really? Okay. So then we see Jesse. He's living in a hotel. I think he's in New York. And he shows one square of toilet paper. Now, who are you kidding? You're living in a hotel. They're going to bring you more, okay? You're not hurting. You're fine, really. So he video chats his mom. And the first thing, when I saw his mom on screen, my first thought was Darcy in 20 years. The hair, and and she's not an unattractive lady, okay? But that was my first thought, was Darcy, just the long hair, and I don't know, her mannerisms maybe? I don't know. She doesn't have the big lips, but yeah. So, Mom is essential. She works around children. I don't know doing what, but she's going to work. And Jesse, of course, has been impacted by this because he cannot go to nursing homes with his motivational relationship speaking, which I'm sure there's a lot of old people that are just very happy and don't want to see it end. But it will. We know it will. So, but he goes out. He does a workout in a park with a friend of his. And another friend of his does have the coronavirus, and he's also a single dad. So Jesse kindly goes shopping for him and picks up some things and takes it by. Well, it's really nice. It's really nice of him to do that. So then we check in with Rachel and John. And he's another one. He is stuck overseas, in the UK, I think. So she is back in New Mexico quarantining with her 2 daughters. And Lucy is in that terrible too. I mean, I know editing has a lot to do with it, but lately, every time we have seen Lucy, every time they tell her to do something, it's now, and away she goes. So John is in his home with his mom. And he says, well, I feel like we've been quarantining this whole time anyway because we barely see each other. They see each other, twice a year maybe, if they're lucky. So it's not a whole lot different for them to do the video chat and the FaceTime and so on because that's what they do. So they filed for the visa, but there is no news. Now, she has recently lost her job. And they had spent $11,000, she said, on the visa process. But right now, she doesn't have the income to support him to bring him over. So, she's looking for a co-signer to help in case something did happen. This government wants to stick these people with support of the other person, whether it works out or not, for 10 years. So good luck finding somebody that doesn't really know him and doesn't really know your relationship. I don't know. When it comes right down to the wire, I don't know if anybody will step up. But I kind of do hope so because they do seem really suited for each other. When she goes to visit him and she takes little Lucy with her and not her other child, I think it's a shared custody thing. But he doesn't say, well, let's have mom watch her and we'll go out drinking and dancing. You know, he does things there at home. Like he had Christmas not long ago in their home. And, you know, he spends time with the little girl, the baby. And, you know, I think being settled as they are, maybe it's because they're both older, I don't know. But I think, you know, they really have a good chance of making it if he could come over here. And hopefully he will. So then we find Larry and Jenny, and I don't remember this couple, so I don't even know what season they were on because all I know is she's from the Philippines. That's all I know. And they're quarantining in a campground where they have lived for 4 years. He works at a restaurant, and his hours have been cut, probably because, you know, there's just not that much business. I mean, when they cut things down to curbside service and half capacity, if any capacity, it's not going to be as busy. And she is on a nail tech, so she's not working right now. Now, the RV park has been kicking people out because they say there's a lot of people from New York and all over the place, and they all hop in their campers and try to head down here. And I suppose they're worried, you know, that they will bring the virus with them. But they're hoping that they won't get kicked out because they've lived there for 4 years. And he says his oldest son is in the Army, so he's basically essential, I think. And he brings a karaoke machine out, and she actually sings on it to entertain the other campers. So that's kind of cool, huh? Who would have thought? So, you know, all I can say is, you know, they're just doing their thing, like all the rest of us are, trying to keep entertained, trying to keep busy, spending time. You know, hopefully this will be over soon. And next week is the last show, so maybe that's a good sign. I don't know. Anyway, I will talk to you all later. Bye-bye.